I'm Scott with Marcs Mobility. Today I'm showing you how to convert your Baja Bandit from right-handed controls to the left-handed controls, so stay tuned. I'm here with the Baja Bandit. Today we're going over how to convert it from right-handed to left-handed. The first thing to start with is checking your owner's manual. What they do now, the first run of Bandits did not have this, but they pretty quickly fixed this, so check your owner's manual. There should be a piece that looks like this. It's basically a mirrored version of your drive or your throttle handle, but it's mirrored. It's meant to go on this side. So we want to locate this first and foremost. If you don't have this, contact your local dealer who sold you your unit and see if they can get that for you. Before we get started, one thing I want to note is this is an intensive process. There's a lot of steps involved, and at one point you have to cut the rubber that's on your tiller. So just saying out of a precaution, if you don't need this left-handed, I don't recommend trying to do this. I know some people absolutely need it left-handed. In that case, here's how to do it. But if you don't need it left-handed, I don't recommend trying this, but I'm still going to show you how to do it anyways. So we're going to need a Phillips screwdriver for this. First thing I wanted to show you is up top. You want to remove this. It's held in place by Velcro. You can see your fuses here, but there is 2 screws right here we want to take out. There's more on the underside. It's just this one's easy to miss because there's a shroud covering it. But these are Phillips screws, so we're going to take those out. Now that those are out, we're going to do the bottom screws next. Now that we have the top screws out, there's 2 screws on the bottom right here. Once we take those out, that'll give us access into the console. You do not have to take out these screws up here by the tiller, just these back 2. And now we have access into our top console. Now we have access to the console here. There's a bunch of wires and stuff in here. Please don't unplug anything. You shouldn't have to unplug anything. But what I am going to do is take off this bracket right here because I want to get access to this. So you might be able to access around it. I just find it easier with this out of the way. So there's 4 screws. There's 2 here and then 2 on the other side. So we're just going to take those out. Now the screws are out and this plate has been removed. That means we can lift it up and out of the way. Because what we're going to do next, once I get this out of the way, see now I actually have access to get my screwdriver in here. We're going to take this piece off and we're going to get our other piece. And it's basically going to go on the same bracket, but it's going to go on this side. So it's going to sit like that in here. Now, another thing we have to do before we do that is this handbrake is in the way. So I said earlier this is an intensive process. This handbrake is Y. So what we're going to have to do, because your throttle is going to be on this side, your handbrake has to go on this side. Which if you notice, see how this rubber has been cut to allow access to the handbrake? It's not cut on this side. So meaning this won't clamp shut on this side. So you would have to, and I'm not going to do this on my unit. This is a brand new unit. So I'm just going to demonstrate. I'm not going to actually do it, but you would have to slice into the rubber to get access to that metal bar. So that way you can clamp this on this side. So we're going to flip this out of the way. I believe it's a 5mm Allen. So what you would do is you would take this completely off. So now I have that back piece off. This can be removed as well. I'm going to just let it hang down for now. And I'll show you how to move your throttle handle to the other side. So now that that's all out of the way, there's 2 screws, one there and one there. This is your throttle control right there. Again, make sure your scooter's off when you do this, but that's your throttle control. And basically, we're going to mount the new lever right here. So what we want to do is take these 2 out. I'm having trouble getting a screwdriver in here. So what I'm gonna do, if you can get a screwdriver that can fit in there or you have something angled, that's fine. I'm gonna take this off as well. There's two little small screws holding it in place down there. I'm gonna take those out as well. I did need a smaller Phillips for those. But you'll see why I'm doing it this way. So now I have access to it freely. So I can get access to these screws. So see how it goes up and then to the right? Just remember that for when we put our other one on. So we're going to take this off. There we go, that piece is off. We'll get our new piece, and again, just like the other one, it's going to go up. It's going to sit like this. Like I said, this one is mirrored to the other one, and we'll install it the same way that the other one was on. So I'm just going to start the threading, and then I'll tighten it in just a second. There we go. We have our new throttle pod in. Now we're going to get those two small screws from earlier, and we're going to reattach this right on those two threads. So you're going to get your two smaller screws, and then just reattach your throttle. And then we'll just tighten our screws. So it looks good, throttle clears, so we're good to go. Next step is a step that I'm gonna skip because I don't want to cut into this unit, but it would be remounting this on your other side. So see how it's hitting those wires? What I might try to do is just kind of push it through so that it goes on the other side very carefully. There we go. Now it's not hitting any wires. And basically you would have to cut that rubber so you can install this here. This will go on the other side. And then our two screws would go through and clamp them together. Like I said, I'm not doing it on this one. This is a brand new unit. So I just don't want to start cutting into it. That's why I said this is an intensive process, because you would have to cut through the rubber to expose that, that bar underneath. So I'm not going to mount this one. I'm going to leave it loose like that. But that is how you would mount it, just like that. It would clamp on there. And then from there, you would reassemble your tiller. So you would put this plate back on. You've got those four screws there, there, here, and in here. So you'd make sure that that is secure. Put your four screws back in into those locations. Make sure your tiller is back on. Make sure all those wires are in there. You're not cutting anything or you're not pinching anything. Once those are on, you would do pretty much the reverse process. You do your two screws in there to hold it in place, your two long screws underneath, and then that would secure your tiller. And then you would put your shroud back on. So put your shroud back on, and it would look somewhat like this. And then you would now have a left-handed Bandit. Like I said, this is an intensive process, so I don't really recommend it unless you really absolutely need this left-handed. But that is how it would look once you got it fully assembled. This has been how to convert your Baja Bandit from right-handed to left-handed. If you have any questions, just give us a call. If you're interested in ordering this unit, check the link below. I will have that link in the description. Again, please like and subscribe. It really helps out our channel. Thank you so much for watching.
Hi, I'm Marc.
And my name is Alex. We're co-owners of Marcs Mobility.
I started this company in 1995.
We sell many products, not just what you see in this video. If you have any questions or concerns, please call us at the number below at 800-677-6293. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.